You're watching Bite Me TV. This week's episodes are sponsored by Purely Gadgets and Premier Computer Solutions.
Hi, I'm Keeley and welcome to Bite Me TV. Now you've seen me learning about how to take better photographs, and last time Gary printed some off for me. Now I'd like to learn how to print them myself. So I'm going to meet with Richard and he's going to give me a couple of tips.
So guys, Keeley, how are you getting on with these photographs of yours?
I've been getting on really well actually, since we sort of had that chat last time and you showed me a few things I was doing wrong. I've worked and improved them, so I've been in Photoshop, I've done a few things, they're not blurred anymore. You taught me quite a lot, so thank you for that.
Get the colour a bit better?
The colour's a lot better and everybody seems to look more improved and they're not green or blue or blurry anymore. Printed any out.
Yeah, where are they? I thought you'd have some to show us, at least a few.
I know, they're still all on my computer and I was going to ask you about getting a printer and what you suggest about which one to get. There's too many out there.
Really and truly, you don't need to buy a printer. I mean, it's quite an expensive way of doing it. I mean, it'd be great to have one, but if you quickly want to see the results, you can pop along to a chemist or a print shop, like you used to with your normal film. I mean, they've all adapted to digital photography, so they have facilities to make prints from your digital card. So you can go into the print shop with your memory card and get whatever you needed printing there. So that would be fine.
Is this, I've seen the machines, I think, in some of the stores, and are they like these self-use machines and you sort of taking things? Is that
these look really good. I've not used them, but I've seen them all over the place, select them.
You can even do them with Bluetooth from a mobile phone and straight on there as well now.
It's a bit flash.
Well, I mean, for the younger generation like Keeley, that's great.
I was going to take in my sort of card that I have in the back of my camera. I've got 400 pictures. Is it not just going to print out 400 pictures, which I don't need? Or
Miss Environmentally Friendly here wants to print out 400 pictures.
I mean, if I take it in and I have 400 pictures, is it just not going to automatically print them? I don't need the 400 pictures or even want them.
That's useless. True. Yeah.
I think you're getting out of control here. If you want 4 pictures printing from your memory card, you just select the numbers of the ones you want and they'll print just those. They won't print the whole cards, don't worry about that.
What if I wanted to print some off now, if we went on to my computer, I've brought along, and I wanted to print some, is there any way I can do that? And then we can...
Well, you can do it online. I know Gary's pretty much expert on this.
There's loads of places where you can just upload them, you sort of join up and you can just store the photos on there. And then you just choose the ones you want and you can choose what size and you can change them a bit. You like black and white. So you can actually convert them to black and white there, although you probably did that in Photoshop. And then you can just upload them, tell them you want them, a few days later they arrive in the post.
Is that quite safe? Because if you're uploading your pictures onto a website, wouldn't other people be able to view them?
You can actually give other people access to have a look, people you might want to show them to, but as far as I know, other people can't get in there and just have a look at them. No, you shouldn't worry about that. You should be okay with that kind of thing. It is, it is a shopping site and shopping sites are generally secure.
Okay, that's good.
But with anything online, I guess you're right. You just do need to be a little bit cautious of that kind of thing, yeah.
If I decided to actually get a printer at home instead of using one of these kiosks, do I have to worry about the paper, the ink that I use?
You do. I mean, there's a whole kind of big discussion about various papers, various inks, but most large branded printers have very good inks installed in them already, and they suggest certain papers to go with them and they work really well. There's plenty of opportunity to buy other inks. You see lots of adverts for cheaper inks and you could quite easily buy very cheap ink off the websites you see or in magazines. But the problem with these is sometimes they are pretty cheap and they do affect the quality of your image. And you'll see that the colours aren't as strong and they really aren't quite as nice as the original printing ink you were using. Also, there's a longevity issue in the sense of a lot of these inks don't last very long. So when you make your prints, you might go back to them 6 months or a year later and go, my goodness, it's really weak or washed out, it's faded. A lot of the print shops use really good inks that, they They boast that they can last 100 years or whatever. I mean, this hasn't been tested as such, but they know, they've done their tests to say that it will certainly be around as long as you will, so you haven't got any worries that way. What I would say is they're a bit expensive. I mean, you're forking out a lot of money for a printer, and really and truly, I think they make their money out of you buying ink off them and paper from them. So whatever brand it is, you're buying their inks, their paper. And if you add it up, it's actually quite expensive. I find if you're just doing quick little snaps for friends or even nice prints for yourself, going to the local lab and telling them what you want can be a lot cheaper.
It is cheaper, isn't it?
Yeah.
And also, if you get it wrong at home, you've got to print it out again. You know, if the colour's wrong, at least theirs is all like set up properly and it prints out the same every single time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's quicker really, except for the journey down there.
Yeah.
But you know.
But it's nice to have your own printer, because obviously you can print when you want, how many you want, you know, straight away, and you have the ability to sort of play and change the colours if you want while you're printing, which is really nice.
I did want to get a big picture,
Yeah.
sort of on canvas or something,
Yeah.
for my home.
Yeah.
And I kind of thought, you can't take that down to your local chemist and get them to print it, can you?
You might be surprised. I mean, some of the big chemists, they have really good print labs, and I've seen a lot of, you know, interesting large images being printed there. So I think you probably could. But most of the print shops now do all sorts of large printing and maybe have it printed on canvas, so you've got this kind of painterly effect. I mean, they do those sort of things. You need to watch your file size. I mean, hopefully you're using it, when you're using your camera, have it on the largest settings if you think you might be intending to print them larger. Because if you have very small file sizes, if you've done it on the small setting on the camera, then printing very large, the quality sort of drops off. It's not quite as sharp and punchy and can go a bit grainy. A lot of people take pictures with camera phones expecting that they can blow up a huge picture. And it's not really a good idea, because the camera phones are really getting better, but they're not really designed for really, really large printing.
I'd taken pictures on my small camera. I wouldn't be able to blow the picture up because of, what's the word, is it mega?
The graininess, the megapixels.
The megapixels would be smaller, so when it enlarged it would just
Your
go
file size is important.
fuzzy.
I mean, if you're going to print out a picture large, then hopefully you took it on the finest setting where you've got the biggest file size and the best quality. It's funny with big prints really, because if you're going to view them for a distance, when they're a bit grainy, they don't look too bad. A lot of people make a big print and then look at it like this, and, and it's not the way to view it, because all prints look a bit sort of weak at that sort of distance.
Make your eyes go funny.
But when you do it online, a lot of them tell you whether or not the file's actually big enough to do that. So it'll tell you what the maximum size is.
I like the sound of that. I might have to go and print some out.
Yeah? Okay.
Some pictures printed, nice little photo frame, and sorted.
You got some of us then, because you were messing around before, and you got some of
I was
myself.
I stay firmly behind the camera.
Oh, I can't wait to see what you get.
I will show you when they are done.
Great.
I feel like I've learned a lot about improving my photos. I can now take them better, print them, and adjust them. I'm going to be finding out a lot more in the future how to improve them further. But as always, for more information, visit our website www.bitemetv.com. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next week on Bite Me. Bye-bye.
So you think you're sorted then?
I think I am. I think I might print a few off to give to other people, you know, of myself. Yeah, thank you for that.
Yeah, I'll have to put that one up on the wall.